Alright, so this is part one in what is sure to be a long and arduous series of videos to try and document this LBZ swap. We're going to do it kind of like Project Nice Truck style, except it's going to be its own thing because there's going to be far too much content to try and package it in with Project Nice Truck. So, this is the introductory video. Welcome. I'm sure you saw the last one where I kind of outlined what's going on. So, the plan for this truck, the truck, as you will see momentarily, in a word, is fucked. It is garbage. Basically, I spent $2,500 to get a motor and tranny. I have not personally heard this motor run. I have a video from the guy I bought it from of it running last fall before he took the batteries out of it. So I believe the engine to be good. That said, we're gonna start by salvaging whatever truck parts have any value, and then pulling the motor and tranny, and then scrapping the truck, because as you will see, the truck is completely worthless aside from a couple odds and ends that may be still floating around in the cab. After that, we're going to build a standalone crate for the engine. Probably just going to put the tranny on some sort of crate also. I don't anticipate doing anything with the tranny. Might flip it over, pull the pan, see how it looks for purposes of selling it, but I don't intend on doing anything with the Allison that's in it. So we're going to build a crate for the motor, you know, and something that will accommodate things like the radiator and the intercooler, basically simulate the engine compartment of the truck for purposes of being able to run the motor periodically, and also, you know, do things like when it comes time to scan EFI Live into it, we'll be able to do that before installing it into the truck, because we're going to have to run a file that allows the ECM to basically not see the transmission, since it's going to have the ZF behind it. So I'm hoping this is going to take place over the course of roughly 2 weeks or so. Today's the 6th. I am being optimistic, but you know, you kind of have to be at this point. So we're on our way over to the truck. We're going to start, like I said, by taking whatever good parts are on it off, and then work on getting the motor pulled and on a crate. Like I said, it's pretty wrecked. Everyone always says if you're going to do a Duramax swap, just buy a wrecked truck. So that's what I did. I bought a wrecked truck. So it's a 2007 classic body style, because it was a half year where the earlier ones were LBZs, the later ones were LMMs, I think was the definition for it, or the code rather. So I didn't really quite ask what happened. I think it was a side swipe of some sort. I didn't really care, to be honest with you, because I'm not buying it for the body, obviously. This side is in decent shape, so I'm going to try and salvage that mirror, those doors, you know, some of the front end components maybe. But yeah, this is the truck, so just wanted to show you what it looked like on day one, so to speak. So there's the motor. You know, it's pretty much all there. All the electrical stuff's there. It's got this fancy pants special air box on it. It's got a cat fuel filter adapter. You know, here on the front clip, you can see there was a little bit of damage to the AC condenser. It looks like we've got a little damage here to the intercooler. However, the important part is to look in here and see that the fan did not contact anything. Maybe you guys can't see it from here, but yeah, so obviously the interior pretty much wasted, but maybe some good parts. You can see the driver's airbag did not go off, so the steering column hopefully will be salvageable. Maybe some other miscellaneous pieces also. So I'm just gonna start trying to pick off what I can and get this thing ready to go to scrap and get the motor out of it. All right, as you can see, the sun is starting to go down. So this is the progress report so far. You can see it's a complete mess. Both the front seats are out, started ripping the dash apart and slowly accumulating trash in the back. Got this fender all cut off. The other one is good, so I'm gonna try and save it, but had to cut through this. Thankfully got the Milwaukee 18 volt. I discovered, to my dismay, that this cast fitting, or whatever you want to call it, I guess intercooler piping, has broken, but I'm sure there's a like a mandrel bent pipe that I can replace that with. But we're just slowly getting making some progress on it. You can see I cut the hood off. Hood's garbage, but we'll keep it around to cover the motor for the time being. I have no idea if this core support's any good. I'm trying to figure out kind of what the value is here and what isn't. You know, if you look at, say, like a 7.3, for example, core supports are worth $1,000 all day. And we're starting to get our first kind of looks here at the condition of the motor physically. So you can see, you know, quite a bit of rust around the exhaust and everything, which for a 11-year-old New England truck with 200,000 on it is kind of to be expected. We got the transmission peeking out there. You can see where the trans-cooler lines were removed, which I knew about prior to purchasing the engine. So we're just chipping away at it. You know, I didn't expect this thing to be spotless for being a New York truck. You know, and may get new manifolds and everything for it along the way, but just gonna keep chipping away at it. Well, I took a break for a little bit, came back out, got the front clip off, fenders are off, bumpers off, so now the motor is fairly exposed, and I think what we're gonna do is we're actually just gonna cut the frame somewhere right around there and just basically isolate the motor and tranny. Obviously you can see there's a hornet's nest of wires that we got to go through and all that, but all in all, pretty good progress for, you know, roughly 5 hours combined. So we're getting somewhere, I guess. You know, I'm starting to kind of mentally put together a shopping list of what all we're going to need. But, yeah, so getting somewhere.